Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold bilateral talks with US President Donald Trump in New York tonight. Government says hike in onion prices is temporary, assures situation being monitored closely. Home Minister Amit Shah launches private security agency licensing portal. It will help people cross-check police verification of security guards. British Supreme Court rules Prime Minister Boris Johnson's decision to suspend Parliament unlawful. Veteran actor Amitabh Bachchan to get Dadasaheb Phalke award. And in women's cricket, India set a target of 131 runs against South Africa in the first T20 of the 5-match series at Surat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold bilateral talks with US President Donald Trump in New York today. The two leaders are expected to discuss a broad gamut of bilateral relations. Now we go live to our correspondent Saubhagya Kaur in New York for details. Saubhagya, please tell us about Prime Minister Modi's engagements today.
Yes, Abhishek, a few minutes from now, Prime Minister will meet US President, and a lot of excitement, I think not only in India about the meeting with US President, but also at UN headquarters here, and the international media are waiting eagerly for the outcome of the meeting. And Abhishek, this is the most talked about event, let me tell you, on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. And I think millions of eyes are glued to TV sets to watch the Modi and Trump again to see at the UN headquarters. And after then, Foreign Secretary will brief about the outcome of the meeting.
Yes, Saubhagya, what are the updates about Indo-Pacific Islands Leaders Meeting?
Yeah, Abhishek, let me tell you, the first India-Pacific Island Summit meeting was held in 2014 in Fiji, and the Prime Minister also attended that meeting. And Prime Minister will meet in the sidelines these Pacific Island nations. Samoa Prime Minister Dr. Meligo will be among the regional leaders who will meet Mr. Modi. Hello?
Yeah, please, continue. Well, thank you, Saubhagya, for the updates. That was our correspondent Saubhagya Kaur live from New York. Prime Minister Modi will gift Gandhi Solar Park to the UN. The 50 kilowatt-hour rooftop solar park has 193 solar panels, each representing a member of the multilateral body. The Prime Minister will also receive award from Bill Melinda Gates Foundation for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. The Prime Minister's call for institutionalizing counter-terrorism cooperation at the multilateral level. The Prime Minister stressed on avoiding politicization of mechanisms like United Nations sanction listing and the Financial Action Task Force to combat terrorism. Mr. Modi was speaking at the Leaders' Dialogue on Strategic Responses to Terrorist and Violent Extremist Narratives at the UN headquarters in New York. Briefing media about the Prime Minister's engagements, Secretary West and the Minister of External Affairs, Gitesh Sharma, said Mr. Modi asserted that terrorists should not be allowed to get funds and arms.
Prime Minister Modi called for qualitative upgradation in the ongoing cooperation and intelligence sharing through bilateral and regional frameworks. Prime Minister said that terrorists should not be allowed to get funds and arms. For this objective to be realized, we need to avoid politicization of mechanisms like UN listings and FATF. These mechanisms need to be enforced and strengthened.
The government today said the hike in onion prices is temporary and the situation has been monitored closely. Addressing a press conference in New Delhi today, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Minister Ram Vilas Paswan said temporary shortage of onions is mainly due to rain and flood situation in Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh affecting transportation. Mr. Paswan said adequate buffer stock of 50,000 tons of onions is available.
50,000 टन प्याज हम लोगों ने बफर स्टॉक में रखा था और उसमें से करीब 15,000 टन निकल चुका है। अब निकलने के बाद 35,000 टन अभी भी हमारे पास में है। हमने बार बार राज्य सरकार से आग्रह किया है कि जो भी राज्य सरकार हमको चाहे तो आकर के ले सकता है।
Maharashtra BJP Chief Chandrakant Patil today said the seat-sharing talks with Shiv Sena are in a final stage and alliance details will be announced soon by Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis and Sena Chief Uddhav Thackeray. Addressing a press conference in Mumbai, Mr. Patil said the state unit is also discussing the pact with BJP Chief Amit Shah. The senior BJP leader exuded confidence that the alliance would win around 220 seats in the upcoming polls. On the possibility of inducting Maharashtra's Swabhiman Paksha leader Narendra Modi and his two sons into the BJP, Mr. Patil said the decision will be taken after the seat-sharing formula has been finalized. The Congress today approached the Election Commission against BJP-led Haryana government over alleged misuse of official machinery in the state. A delegation led by Haryana Pradesh Congress President Kumari Selja met the commission in New Delhi and submitted a memorandum. Meanwhile, all parties are in process of finalizing the list of candidates in the state. More from a correspondent.
According to party sources in Bharatiya Janata Party, it was decided not to allot tickets to the relatives and kin of MPs and MLAs. It is learned Haryana BJP has opposed the allotment of tickets to Shromani Akali Dal in Haryana. In the backdrop of it, Shromani Akali Dal President Kabir Singh Badal has met JP Nadda to finalize the alliance between Shromani Akali Dal and Bharatiya Janata Party. Meanwhile, Aam Aadmi Party has released its first list announcing name of 22 candidates. Ashwini Kumar Sharma, AIR News, Chandigarh.
Ayush Minister Shripad Naik today said his ministry has set a target to operationalize 4,200 Ayush health and wellness centers under Ayushman Bharat scheme during 2019-20. After scrutiny of proposals from states, 1,754 such centers have been sanctioned. The minister informed that funding of 150 crore rupees have been earmarked for operationalizing these centers. He was briefing media in New Delhi on the achievements of his ministry in the first 100 days of the NDA government. Mr. Naik said the Ayush network is expanding and accessibility to Ayush services is increasing. National Ayush Mission is the flagship scheme of the ministry which aims to expand the Ayush network. Mr. Naik said 3 Ayush hospitals have been set up in Rajasthan, Odisha and Jharkhand. A total of 306 Ayush hospitals have been upgraded. The minister said essential medicine supply has been provided to 11,980 hospitals and dispensaries sanctioned, which will benefit about 2.9 crore patients. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
बेटा कहाँ चले?
मैं चला पार्क। वहाँ होंगे कॉलोनी के सारे बच्चे। हम सब मिलकर चलाएंगे स्वच्छता का अभियान। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है
हम 2 अक्टूबर से पहले लगभग 2 सप्ताह तक देश भर में स्वच्छता ही सेवा अभियान चलाते हैं। इस बार यह 11 सितंबर से शुरू होगा। इस दौरान हम अपने अपने घरों से बाहर निकलकर श्रमदान के जरिए महात्मा गांधी को कार्यांजलि देंगे। पूरे देश में प्लास्टिक के खिलाफ एक नए जन आंदोलन की नींव रखेंगे।
स्वच्छता का ये अभियान चलाना है और सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक को हटाना है।
Home Minister Amit Shah today launched the Private Security Agency Licensing Portal at a function in New Delhi. Speaking on the occasion, the minister said the portal will become functional in all official languages like Hindi, Gujarati, Telugu and Tamil within 3 months.
पोर्टल का गृह मंत्रालय ने रिव्यू करने के बाद अभी इसको लॉन्च तो कर रहे हैं, मगर हमने तय किया है कि 90 दिन के अंदर ये पोर्टल सभी भारतीय भाषाओं के अंदर उपलब्ध हो जाएगा। जितनी भी आधिकारिक भाषाएं हैं इसके अंदर इस पोर्टल के बातचीत।
Mr. Shah said the number of licensed agencies in the states will also be available on the portal so that people do not fall prey to the fraudulent private security agencies. The Home Minister said this portal will also help the people cross-check police verification of each and every security guard. He expressed hope that the sector has the potential of providing employment to at least 2 to 3 crore people. He said the portal will give multi-dimensional speed to private security guard sector. Mr. Shah said that he will speak to all the state chief ministers to run an awareness campaign among the people so that they should believe in only licensed security agencies. The Supreme Court today asked the centre to apprise it within 3 weeks about the time frame needed to come up with guidelines to curb misuse of social media. It said neither the Apex Court nor the High Court is competent to decide this scientific issue and it is for the government to come up with appropriate guidelines to deal with. A bench of Justices Deepak Gupta and Anuradha Bose expressed serious concern over some social media platforms not being able to trace the originator of a message or an online content. Culture and Tourism Minister Prahlad Singh Patel inaugurated the exhibition of India Tourism Mart ITM 2019 in New Delhi today. Over 240 international delegates from 51 countries and 160 exhibitors from across the country are taking part in the second edition of ITM. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Patel said this is a great platform for the trade and hospitality service providers to interact and conduct business with their counterparts from overseas. The Ministry of Tourism and the Federation of Associations in Indian Tourism and Hospitality have jointly organized this mart. It will provide a platform at the national level for trade and hospitality service providers in the country to interact and conduct business with their counterparts from overseas. The British Supreme Court has ruled that Prime Minister Boris Johnson's decision to suspend Parliament was unlawful. He suspended Parliament for 5 weeks earlier this month, saying it was to allow a Queen's speech to outline his new policies. But the Apex Court today said it was wrong to stop Parliament carrying out its duties in the run-up to the Brexit deadline on 31st October. Prime Minister's office in Downing Street said it was currently processing the verdict. Supreme Court's President Lady Hale said unanimous decision of the 11 justices was that the decision of suspension of Parliament was unlawful.
That the decision to advise Her Majesty to prorogue Parliament was unlawful because it had the effect of frustrating or preventing the ability of Parliament to carry out its constitutional functions without reasonable justification. Parliament has not been prorogued. This is the unanimous judgment of all 11 justices. It is for Parliament, and in particular the Speaker and the Lord Speaker, to decide what to do next.
House of Commons Speaker John Bercow welcomed the ruling and said Parliament must be convened without delay, adding that he would now consult party leaders as a matter of urgency. At least 19 people were killed and over 300 were injured after an earthquake measuring 5.8 on the Richter scale hit Pakistan-occupied Kashmir's Mirpur this afternoon. According to US Geological Survey, the epicenter of the earthquake was 140 kilometers from Srinagar at the depth of 10 kilometers. TV channels showed the footage of heavily damaged roads in Mirpur with many vehicles overturned. Several cars fell into the deep cracks on the roads. Eyewitnesses said the quake was powerful and created panic as people ran out of the buildings. Tremors were felt in several towns in Pakistan, including Islamabad, Lahore and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa range. Tremors of the earthquake were also felt in Delhi, NCR, Chandigarh, Kashmir, parts of Himachal Pradesh. Veteran actor Amitabh Bachchan has been named for the prestigious Dadasaheb Phalke Award for his outstanding contribution to the film industry. In a tweet, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said the legend who entertained and inspired for 2 generations has been unanimously selected for the award. The minister said the entire country and the international community is happy over his selection. Mr. Javadekar also congratulated him. A report.
The Shahenshah of Bollywood, the angry young man, biggest star of the century that Padma Vibhushan Shri Amitabh Bachchan has won till date. The 76 years young actor has so far worked in over 190 films in a career spanning 5 decades. The Big B of Indian cinema made his debut in South Hindustani in 1969, but fame and recognition knocked his door after the 1971 cult movie Anand and the road action comedy Bombay to Goa. The soft hero turned into an angry avatar with Zanjeer that was followed by mega hits like Diwar, Agnipath, Trishul, Kala Patthar and the unforgettable Sholay, while movies like Silsila, Satte Pe Satta and Namak Halal also established him as a sole industry leader. Nisha Rani for AIR News, Mumbai.
मम्मी, मैं तैयार हूँ बाजार जाने के लिए। आपने कपड़े का थैला रख लिया है ना? प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है
इस 2 अक्टूबर को हम भारत को सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक क्या
In women's cricket, India have set a 131-run victory target for South Africa in the first game of the 5-match T20 series now underway at Surat. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold bilateral talks with US President Donald Trump in New York tonight. Government says hike in onion prices is temporary, assures situation being monitored closely. Home Minister Amit Shah launches private security agency licensing portal. It will help people cross-check police verification of security cards. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.